Hey, and welcome to The Drive. I'm Brian Montopoli of CBS News. Just back from Iowa, where we had a huge weekend. There was the Iowa straw poll. We had a debate. The state fair went on. All the candidates were eating pork for the cameras. It was a crazy weekend. A lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Faithful viewers of The Drive will remember that we have our big board here showing where the candidates stand in the race. Our front runners up top on the 30-yard line. Everyone's trying to get to the end zone, the 30-yard line. We've got Rick Perry and Mitt Romney. Then in the back, we have folks like Newt Gingrich. And I want to start by talking today about Tim Pawlenty. Now, Pawlenty had a bad weekend, to say the least. He went all in at the straw poll, hoping that a victory would boost his campaign, which never really got off the ground. It didn't work. Came in third place behind Michelle Bachmann, his chief rival, as well as Ron Paul. And the next morning, he announced that he was going to drop out of the race. So he's the first casualty of the race. So we're going to take Mr. Pawlenty, who is right here, and I guess we'll put him on the bench. The bench is in the wrong end zone. I'll write bench up here just to make it apparent. Now, this is a bench that you can't ever get off of, so it's the bench, and he will be remaining there for the remainder of 2012. So he's our first casualty of the campaign. Let's talk about some other folks quickly. Rick Santorum and Herman Cain both competed in the straw poll. Didn't do great, didn't do terribly. They're going to stick around. Ron Paul had a great day. Now, you see Ron Paul right here. Now, he came in second. Paul's still somebody who people view as not a real contender for the nomination, but he's got a shot, a very slim shot. We're going to move him up a little bit thanks to a straw poll victory, out to about the 10-yard line here. So that's Ron Paul. He's moving up. He's still a long shot, but he's moving up. Sarah Palin also showed up in Iowa this weekend. She showed up at the straw poll. It was a crazy mob scene of reporters, everyone elbowing, saying, "Are you going to announce? Are you going to get in?" Palin still could shake this race up, but right now she remains a very controversial figure, very divisive, and I don't see her as a strong threat to the nomination. There are three folks we're talking about as the real sort of contenders at this point. That would be Perry, Romney, and Representative Michelle Bachmann, who of course won the straw poll. You see Bachmann here on about the 15-yard line. We're going to move her up after her victory. She had a bit of a victory lap following her win. She went on all the Sunday shows. Her visibility is way up. We're going to push her up to about the 20-yard line here. I think she remains somebody who still is a little bit on the outside looking in. She's seen as sort of a fringe candidate still at this point, somebody who with a lot of appeal to social conservatives, but who maybe can't compete with the fiscal conservatives and with the establishment folks that the other two compete with. Now, Rick Perry officially jumped into the race this weekend. He took a huge shot at President Obama in his announcement speech, really went after the president, said he wasn't making the economy work. And of course, he can point to Texas's jobs record. Texas has created about 40% of all of the new jobs in America in the last couple of years. And that's a very strong argument to make. I can be a better steward of the economy. He and Romney are really fighting on this issue of jobs. Who can be the better jobs guy? And of course, that's the chief issue for Americans. Now we've got Perry, right here. I think I'm going to put him about neck and neck with Romney. It's really about a toss-up right now between which of the two has the better shot for the nomination. Romney continues to lie low. He didn't really compete in the straw poll, but the guy is a dynamo when it comes to fundraising. Perry's trying to compete with him. He's put it out there that he's trying to raise $10 million in the next few weeks, which is a ton of money in this race. And these two are really jockeying to be the establishment figures. So at this point, we have three real sort of front runners for the nomination. We've got Bachmann, who needs to win Iowa and prove that she can win with social conservatives, and that's an audience that Perry is also trying to reach. And the Iowa caucuses we expect to happen in February, though the dates are still shaking out. And then we've got Perry and Romney, who will be fighting out in New Hampshire, the next key early voting state that comes a few days after Iowa. So that's what we'll see looking forward. A lot's going to happen between now and then. So stay with us on The Drive. We'll be doing this every week, talking about where things stand. Some of these candidates are going to join Mr. Pawlenty on the bench. So be sure to stay with us. It's going to be an exciting fight. I'm CBS News' Brian Montopoli, and we'll see you next time.